This is a technology show as well as everything else. So let's go over what technology I use. Hey there, this is Tom with Tom's Tech Show, and I'm my regular job is in the computing industry. I kind of direct an internet company for what technology we're using and everything else. But I do use a lot of technology, a lot of computer hardware and stuff that I use on a regular basis. So I thought, let's go over that. Let's see what I've got in my kit bag for computing and what I use. First of all, we're going to do some remote stuff. So I do have a system that I keep at my office that runs Linux on it, and I'm a very basic person. I use Debian Linux with the Mate interface, and then I come down and I pick the traditional OK theme, and then I customize that theme, and I go to window border and I pick the WinME border so that it just looks extremely basic, just square corners, gray and blue with regular checkboxes. I mean, that's all I do. But with this stuff, setting up Linux, I do have like set up the system monitor here so I can watch what's going on, stuff like that. But that's when I set up Linux. This is what I do. The operating system should really get out of the way. Really shouldn't be any kind of hindrance to what you're doing or anything like that. So that's there. The computer that I'm using right now, I bring this up and look at this. This is kind of the one that I use for the desktop. Kind of use it for production. It's just an Intel. It's custom built Intel with a 3.8 gigahertz CPU and a Gigabyte motherboard and 16 gig of memory. I use 16 gig of memory so that I can use VirtualBox, so that because I have a virtual machine here that I use also at home to run anything I'm doing at work. So that keeps work and home separated by, that virtual machine. So I've got some other things that I use. Of course, I have little Arduinos. My Raspberry Pi is currently out being used as the controller for my Christmas lights. There's videos on my channel about how to set up and control your Christmas lights and synchronize them to music and everything else. A 4-part series that I did, but that's using a Raspberry Pi. But if you notice the lights over here that keep going up and down with the volume of my voice as I speak, that's being run by an Arduino and some WS2811 lights. So I have some of these just to play with. You kind of do a few different things. So I guess if we're going to go from smallest to largest, I do have my TicWatch Pro that I use as my wearable that keeps track of my heart rate. It's charging right now. It actually does pretty good. If I have it to set to always on screen right now, but if I turn it off always on screen, if I do it like in the standard mode, I'm easily getting 2 days out of the charge before I have to recharge it. I'm really liking that. So I have a phone, of course, like most people have a phone. We're on T-Mobile, so when I got it, they didn't have the Pixel, but I don't know if I would have gotten the Pixel because the LG G7, I think they're on G8 now. It's as close to plain, Google as you can get. It actually has a Google button you can hit, and then that brings up the Google Assistant. So that's kind of why I got it. It's as clean as you can get, of an interface without having an actual Google phone. And this one supports wireless charging, which is important to me because I got a bunch of wireless chargers everywhere. So I would need that. The next thing I have is my iPad. So this I use all the time. Whenever I'm working on anything, I have the pencil, so I'll take notes. Like if I'm doing like watching Mandalorian or something like that, some episode, some show, something, I always bring this out so I can easily, quickly jot down notes and don't have to worry about typing or anything like that. I do have a Zag keyboard cover, and works really well. It has this little foldy thing to hold it as a stand, and then when it's not in there, it actually has a protective cover on the back of the iPad. So whenever I drop it, like I said, not if I'm going to drop it, when I drop it, it'll be safe. Okay, so that's the iPad. Oh, that's a 10-inch iPad Pro with T-Mobile on it. Some of the older things that I have, a long time ago I bought for photo editing, I bought a big giant Dell. I'll bring this thing open. Dell 15-inch. I liked it because it had the 1080p screen. It was hard to get something with at that time to get something that was performing enough with a 1080p screen that was inexpensive enough. I think this was like $450 or something. The hinges have broken, so if you can see here, I've had to put a screw through the hinge to keep, and the other ones on the other side is going out too. I can hear it clicking in there. So I've had to put a screw through it. So I've done this. There's another hinge. I made a video about repairing a hinge like that. There's a video I have in my channel about I repaired a friend's laptop that way because their hinges had all, somebody messed with it. Their hinges had all broken out and stuff. So we were able to get them back working. So that's a Dell 15-inch laptop. Then I have the beast, the behemoth, I think this is like a 2010, 2011, something like, maybe it's the 2012 MacBook Pro. This one actually has kind of a history because it was in the garbage at the office, and I said, well, let me see what I can do with it. And I tried to load stuff on it, would keep crashing, and then I found that there was a recall on this one for the GPU daughter board in it. So it was like 2 or 3 months away from the recall not being valid anymore, from expiring. So I sent it back to Apple, and they replaced the GPU board, a couple other boards inside and stuff, and sent it back to me, and I was able to get macOS reloaded and everything else. And then the fans went out inside. So I tore it open and got some fans and put new fans in it. And then, of course, the battery went out. So I was able to get a new battery and replace that battery. So this is definitely a Frankenstein MacBook and MacBook Pro. And now this one's being moved, and Mrs. Tech Show is going to be using this as her laptop. Okay, so then this is still going. So now at work I have a 13-inch Dell XPS that I use. This is nice because it's small, very light, unlike that MacBook Pro, which was just super heavy. Small, light. It's easy to pack in a bag to travel with. This of course runs Windows, but I haven't put Linux on it. But since it's for work, I do a lot of stuff in Windows for work, so we'll leave this one Windows. This one has had the battery replaced twice. The first these batteries tend to bulge. They tend to like expand up, and then the trackpad and keyboard right here just starts to expand and get really big. So I've had to keep buying batteries for it. It's like 3.5 years old, so I wouldn't expect that. But about that time, I've had like 6 laptops during that time, like a year and a half ago or so. About 6 laptops all had their batteries start expanding. I don't know if they were coming from the same manufacturer or if it was just something in the industry that they're trying to make them so fast or something that they weren't able to make as good quality. I don't know, but so I've had to replace several batteries at that time. Now the battery replacement thing has kind of stopped. So everybody's batteries are working now, and nobody's batteries are expanding anymore. So hopefully no more battery problems. I hate coming in and seeing that the lid won't close. The lid would only go closed like this because the battery had bulged so much, and now it's back to normal. So that's good. But you do want to replace your batteries if they start bulging. That's very, very, very dangerous. You don't want that to happen. So then the other system that I have is This is a 13-inch MacBook Pro that I kind of use for my personal stuff when I'm traveling because it's small and light and stuff. This one's only had problems with the feet. The little feet came off and I had to go and get more feet for it. So it does have a little dead pixel on the bottom here, but that doesn't really bother me too much when it's running, so that's not too bad. I did have to get a new charger for it because the original, we all know who have Macintoshes, the original chargers just tend to not. Let me grab it here. The cable tends to break off, right at this one spot. I think it's right here at this spot right here. They tend to break. So I found this other one from Little Big, and they put a bit heavier plastic as it comes out from the little brick box here, and not going to be as apt to break. This thing's also a little lighter. It has like a regular little cord that comes out, but the other thing I like about this, it has a USB 3 charging port and a USB-C charging port, as well as charging your Mac. So if you're going somewhere and you're thinking, oh, God, I gotta have a separate charger on my phone and my watch and other stuff. No, you just bring this, and then you can plug your phone in, plug your watch in, and you're done. You don't have to bring anything else. So really, really handy, and it works really well. I have not had any problems with this being a third-party charger. A lot of good reviews on Amazon, and I've had really good luck with it. So, all right, well, that's all the kind of gadgetry and everything that I use pretty much on an almost daily basis. I mean, I use my 13-inch MacBook Pro all the time. If I'm doing a lot of photo editing, I'll break out my bigger 17-inch laptop, my Dells and stuff, and of course my Dell work stuff. I gotta have my work laptops with me all the time and stuff wherever I go, because as an IT person, you're never off the clock. It's almost a 24/7 job. So if you're getting into IT, know that if you're going to be the higher up you move, the more hours you put in, and then of course you're on salary, so that means the less money you make an hour. So it's a give and take. Anyway, all right, well, that's the stuff that I use. Comment and tell me what stuff you use and why you like it. I mean, I like the small MacBook Pro because it's small and easy to take with me. I like my big Dell because if I can get in and it's got the touch screen and stuff, that's something Apple's really messing up on. I mean, they're trying to move everybody to iPads, but my Dell with the touch screen, if I'm doing something, it's like this, it just makes so much sense to do that, and it gets you so much quicker than trying to finger your the mouse all over the place. Just especially if you're trying to use it. If I'm picking devices to point with, right? Of course, a mouse is obviously one of the big ones that you're going to use, but I would prefer a touch screen over a trackpad, because that's you can just go boom, 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 done. Kind of thing. Instead of move the mouse, and oh, I missed, then the trackpad didn't quite go as fast as I thought, and I hit the button, it was the wrong button. So mouse, then touchscreen, then trackpad. So I don't know that Apple's ever going to get with the program and actually offer touchscreen interface other than their iPads and stuff and the phones. But anyway, all right, well, that's what I use. Thanks for watching, and like, share, subscribe to all of your little YouTube channels, because they need it, because YouTube doesn't help us out much. So we got to do it all on our own. And we appreciate every second of it and every click that you give us. I think everybody appreciates all that. All right. Well, thanks for watching this one. Take care.